Hi everyone. Today we are going to talk about absolute value equations, and that is also the topic that's going to go in your table of contents at the beginning of your notes. So you're going to write absolute value equations. So one thing that I want you to recall from your previous classes, and it's okay if you don't remember, that's why we're going to write it here, is the definition of an absolute value. So the absolute value of a number is the distance that number is from 0 on a number line. So for example, the absolute value of 5 equals 5, because if you were to start at 0 and go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if you were to count the units from 0 to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's 5 units. The next example would be the absolute value of negative 3. If you go to negative 3 on a number line and see how far that is from 0, that's 1, 2, 3 units from 0. So the absolute value of negative 3 is positive 3. So that's what an absolute value is. So this is going to come together for us in our first example of solving an equation. So the first one we're going to do is the absolute value of 5x minus 2 equals 13. All right, so I want to remember that there's two options for what can go inside the parentheses. So for example, 5x minus 2 can either be 13 or it could be negative 13. And again, I'm just going to highlight this so that you guys understand, or you can see. Again, there's two ways for us to get an absolute value of 13. There's two ways to get an output of 13 using an absolute value equation. Either 5x minus 2 can be positive 13, or 5x minus 2 could be negative 13, because the absolute value of both those two equals 13. So we're going to put that together. We're going to say that either 5x minus 2 equals 13, or 5x minus 2 equals negative 13. And you simply solve that equation, those two equations. Add 2 to both sides, that gives us 15. Divide by 5 on both sides to get x equals 3. So that's our first option. On the other equation, we would add 2 to both sides. That gets us negative 11 equals 5x. And we divide both sides by 5 to get negative 11 over 5. One more thing we're going to do is we're going to get in the habit of checking our answers. For this particular example, it's not super important, but for examples that follow, we're going to find that we're going to be getting something called extraneous solutions, which means that the solutions work for a simplified equation, such as down here, but not in the original equation. Again, it's not super important for this one, but we do want to get into the habit, because in the future examples, we're going to find that some of the solutions actually don't work. So let's go ahead and check our answers. And you can use a calculator for these. And again, I want to check into the original. So we're going to use absolute value bars, 5 times 3 minus 2. And we want to see if it equals 13. I put a question mark over to see. So absolute value bars work as parentheses. So we do what's inside first. So we have 5 times 3 equals 15 minus 2. So 15 minus 2 is 13. And the absolute value of 13 does in fact equal 13. So this works. On the other side, again, we're going to substitute x into the original function. So we have 5 times negative 11 over 5 minus 2. And we want to know if that equals 13. So inside the brackets, the 5's cancel. We have negative 11 minus 2. And from there, negative 11 minus 2 is negative 13. And the absolute value of negative 13 is in fact 13. So those both solutions work. This next example looks a little bit more challenging, but it just simply needs a few more steps. How we go about doing this absolute value equation is we have to start by isolating the absolute value symbol. So I want to get rid of anything that's on the outside. So we have a 3 and we have a minus 5. To figure out how you do, you do it the same way you would solve a normal equation. But to figure out what you want to undo first, you can simply just read this side. We say 3 absolute value of 2x minus 3 close absolute value minus 5. The last thing we said is the first thing we're going to undo. So the last thing we did to the absolute value symbol was subtract 5. So we're going to go ahead and add 5 to both sides. We then still have that 3 out front, and we have that equal to 9. Okay, so we haven't isolated the absolute value symbol yet because we still need to get rid of the 3 that's out front. Actually, let me just undo that really quickly. The 3 that's out front, this works like multiplication. 3 times the absolute value of 2x minus 3. So to undo multiplication, we're going to divide. We're going to get the absolute value of 2x minus 3 equals 3. All right, now this looks more like the previous example. Now we have the absolute value isolated, and it's equal to 3. So we know that this area here can either be 3 or negative 3, because remember the absolute value of 3 equals 3, and the absolute value of negative 3 also equals 3. So again, that's why that part I highlighted in the equation, the 2x minus 3, can either be 3 or negative 3. Okay, so we're going to add 3 to both sides to get 2x equals 6. And then I'm going to divide 2 on both sides to get x equals 3. Over here, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to add 3 to both sides to get 0, and then dividing, we're going to divide by 2 on both sides to get x by itself, and x equals 0, because 0 divided by 2 equals 0. Okay? What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and quickly check our work, remembering that we have to plug x equals 3 into the original function, which is 3 times 2, 3 absolute value of 2 times 3 minus 3 minus 5. And that's what we want to know if it equals 4. If it does, this solution works. So let's look here first. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 minus 3 is 3. So the absolute value of 3 is 3. I'll just do that out again. The absolute value of 3 is 3. So I have 3 times 3, which equals 9. 9 minus 5 equals 4. So this does in fact equal 4. So that one's good. The other one is x equals 0. So we have 3 times 2 times 0. 3 absolute value of 2 times 0 minus 3 minus 5. And that we also want to know if it equals 4. So we have 2 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 3 is negative 3. This again, we want to know if it equals 4. Here we have the absolute value of negative 3, which equals 3. So we have 3 times 3 minus 5. That's 9 minus 5, which does in fact equal 4. So that works as well. Okay, I'm going to do one more example here that looks similar. So again, we have negative 2, absolute value of x minus 4 plus minus 3 equals 11. So the first thing we're going to do is add 3 to both sides. Again, because I'm trying to get to the absolute value of x plus 4. I'm trying to isolate that. So we have negative 2x plus 4 equals 14. 11 plus 3 is 14. And again, we want to get rid of that negative 2 that's out front, so we're going to divide by negative 2. Negative 2 divided by negative 2 is 1. And we get the absolute value of x plus 4 equals negative 7. So we're going to stop here, and we're just going to remind ourselves that when you find the absolute value of 7, let's say, that equals 7. And the absolute value of negative 7 also equals 7. So I want to emphasize that there's actually no way for me to take the absolute value of something and get a negative number. So right away, we're going to say no solution. We can stop right there. However, if you forget about that and you go ahead and you solve for the two solutions, when you go to check your work, you're going to realize that both the solutions don't work. So it's fine if you keep working, but it's obviously better to save some time to realize you can't get a negative when you're taking the absolute value of something. This last example is as follows. So we have the absolute value of x plus 3 equals negative 2x plus 12. So this is a situation where we have variables on both sides, so we have to be kind of careful here. So I'm gonna remind you that the input of the absolute value equation can either be the positive output, which is x plus 3, would either be, like I said, the positive output, which is just negative 2x plus 12, or we take the opposite, which is negative 2x plus 12. Again, it's the same process as before. We just rewrote it. We would say x plus 3 equals negative 2x plus 12, or x plus 3 equals negative 2x plus 12, which is what we did here. Now we're simply going to solve these equations. Remember, when you have variables on both sides, the first goal is to get the variables only on one side of the equation. So I'm going to add 2x to both sides, and the reason why is because negative 2x plus 2x equals 0. So a lot of times we just cross that out. 1x plus 2x is 3x plus 3 equals 12. Now I can just solve this two-step equation. I subtract 3 from both sides. 12 minus 3 is 9. And then I go ahead and divide by 3 on both sides to get rid of that 3. So that is one solution. The other solution, we have to distribute that negative sign. We get x plus 3 equals negative times negative 2x is positive 2x, and negative 12 is negative 12. Now again, we're going to get the variables on both sides. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. Actually, instead of doing that, I'm going to just subtract x from both sides. That way I'm not dealing with too many negatives. So x minus x is 0. I'm left with positive 3 equals 2x minus x is 1x. I still have minus 12, so I'm going to add 12 to both sides to get 15 equals x. So now what I want to do here is I want to solve again. Excuse me, not solve. I want to check my solutions. So we're going to do that. And again, remembering that we have to check into the original equation. The difference here is you have to plug x in on both sides. So on the left, we have 3 plus 3, which is 6. Absolute value of 6 equals 6. On the right, we have negative 2 times 3, which is negative 6, plus 12 equals positive 6. So it looks like that one works. Now we'll check the other one. We have the absolute value of 15 plus 3 equals negative 2 times 15 plus 12. And again, that's a question mark, same as over here. We want to know if they're equal to see if the answer works. 15 plus 3 is 18, and the absolute value of 18 is also 18. Then we do negative 2 times 15, which is negative 30, plus 12. Well, that's going to get us actually negative 18. So this one actually doesn't work, so we cross it out. And x equals 3 is our only answer. All right, so I'm going to have you go ahead and get started on the practice, and please make sure you finish it and hand it in for next class.